Welcome to the channel, Yahweh Hills 11. This is with your man, Yeshai again, and I have another beautiful subject for you guys. Today we're going to go over the different ways of testing, types of testing. There's a right way to test the Most High, and there's a wrong way to test the Most High. So today we're going to pull up the scriptures. We're going to pull up the scriptures from the covenant, and we're going to go over examples of the right way and the wrong way that our ancestors have tested the Most High, and we can learn from this. So we're going to start off today. We're going to start off learning from our ancestors in Psalms 95. And let's see what Psalm 95 has for us. Psalm 95 starts off, it says, "Come, let's sing to Yahweh. Let's shout for joy to the rock of our salvation." Who they call the rock? Okay, I was just making sure. Let's come into Yah's presence with thanksgiving. Let's shout for joy to Yah with songs of praise. For Yahweh is a great Elohim, a great king, greater than all little elves. It says he, but the Most High is not a he. Most High holds the depths of the earth in his hands. The mountain peaks too belong to Yah. The sea is the Most High's. Yah made it, and Yah's hands shaped the dry land. Come, let's bow down and worship and kneel before the Most High who made us. Y'all shouldn't be kneeling before nobody that didn't make it, which is only the Most High. For it says he, but the Most High isn't a he. For Yah is our great Elohim, and we are the people in his pasture, the sheep in his care. Now we're about to get into the different types of testing. If only today you would listen to Yah's voice. Don't harden your hearts as you did at Merivah, as you did on that day at Massa in the desert, when your fathers put me to the test. Okay, this is a type of test. They challenged me, even though they saw my works. For 40 years, I loathed that generation because they tested them in the wrong way. I said, this is a people whose hearts go astray, that they don't understand how I do things. Therefore, I have sworn in my anger that they would not enter my rest. So see, this is an example of our ancestors testing the Most High the wrong way. And in verse 8, you can see right here when it says, if only today you would listen to Yah's voice, don't harden your hearts as you did at Merivah and as you did at Massa in the desert. So what he's quoting right here in Psalms, this can be found in Exodus chapter 17, verse 1 through 8. And I'll read some of that for y'all. So in Exodus 17, 1 through 8, it says, the whole community of the people of Israel left the Sin desert, traveling in stages, as Yahweh had ordered, and camped at Rephidim. But there was no water for the people to drink. The people quarreled with Moshe, demanding, give us water to drink. But Moshe replied, why pick a fight with me? Why are you testing Yahweh? However, the people were thirsty for water there, and they grumbled against Moshe, which is Moses. For what did you bring us up from Egypt? To kill us, our children, and our livestock with thirst? Moshe cried out to Yahweh, what am I to do with these people? They're ready to stone me too. Yahweh answered Moshe, go on ahead of the people and bring with you the leaders of Israel. Take your staff in your hand, the one you used to strike the river, and go. I will stand in the front of you there on the rock in Horeb. You are to strike the rock, and water will come out of it. so the people can drink. Moshe did this in the sight of the leaders of Israel. The place was named Massa, testing, and Mirvah, quarreling, because of the quarreling of the people of Israel, because they tested Yahweh by asking, is Yahweh with us or not? Man. Don't have little faith, my people. These are our ancestors that they were brought out of Egypt. Most High did all the miracles, split the Red Sea, and now all of a sudden, because they have gone thirsty, they're ready to stone and kill Moshe, and now they're even asking, is Yah even with us? My people, don't have little faith like this, and this is the wrong way to test the Most High, as we can see. But now, let's transition. Now let's go into a right way to test the Most High. And for that right way to test the Most High, we're going to have to go and we're going to look at the book of Malachi. And we're going to go to chapter 3. And we're going to start at verse 6. And it says right here, it says, because I, Yahweh, do not change. Keep that in mind. So when they try to tell you that you need to go by a document that the Most High isn't speaking in, and then that the Most High changed his ways, and all of a sudden his law and his covenant, his everlasting covenant, is done away with, don't believe that mess. But because I, Yahweh, do not change, you sons of Yaakov will not be destroyed. Since the days of your forefathers, you have turned from my laws. Oh, so now we see the problem. We done went away from his laws and have not kept them. But what the Most High says, because he's so loving, and I love it, return to me, and I will return to you, says Yahweh Shabbat. But you ask, and in respect to what are we supposed to return? Okay. Can a person rob Yahweh? Yet you rob me. But you ask, how have we robbed you? In tenth and voluntary contributions. A curse is on you and your whole nation. So we need to pay attention to this, people of the Most High. This make me want to make sure that we give our tenths and voluntarily contributions, because we don't want to curse on our nation and we don't want to rob the Most High. Now, I will also add to this, you want to put your tents in a house of the Most High. We ain't talking about worshiping JC. We ain't talking about places that saying that the law is done away with, and places that worship a man, and places that don't keep the Shabbat, and places that tell you that every day is a set-apart day when the Most High never said it. We talking about in the Most High's house where they keep his laws, ways, and commandments as the best they can. But it's important of keeping the tenths. A curse on you and on your whole nation because you robbed me. And then the Most High goes on. Bring the whole tenth into the storehouse, so that there will be food in my house, and put me to the test. This is how you put the Most High said, test me by coming to my commandments and coming to my ways. Put me to the test that way. We tried all this paganism. We tried doing what we want. We see that don't work. The Most High says, start doing what I said and put me to the test and see what happens. And let's see what the Most High has to say. So there will be food in my house. Put me to the test, says Yahweh Sabaoth. See if I won't open for you the floodgates of heaven and pour out for you a blessing far beyond your needs. For your sake, I will forbid the devourer to destroy the yield from your soil, and your vine will not lose its fruits before harvesting time, says Yahweh Sabaoth. All nations will call you happy, for you will be a land of delights, says Yahweh Shava'ot. And it says, yet, or it says, you have spoken strongly against me, saying, Yahweh, yet you say, how have we spoken against you? By saying, there is no point in serving Yah. What good is it to obey his order? Or to walk about as mourners before Yahweh Shabbaot. We consider the arrogant happy, also evildoers prosper. They put Yah to the test, nevertheless, they escape. Then those who feared Yahweh spoke together, and Yahweh listened and heard. A record book was written in his presence for those who feared Yahweh and had respect for his name. So we can see in this example that we're going through in Malachi, again, read the whole chapter, but we can see we need to put the Most High to the test by what? Simply doing what he says. Because us that knows the laws and the ways of the Most High, this tenth that the Most High is talking about us to give is a commandment. So the Most High says, keep my commandments and put me to the test and see if I won't give you a blessing beyond your needs. Now let's wrap this up, and we're going to go to Ezekiel, and we're going to go to chapter 21. And in Ezekiel 21, I'm going to start at verse 13:8. Because depending on what book you're reading, it could be verse 13 or it could be book 8. And so it says right here, it says, let's see, go up a little bit for me. Yep. It says the word of Yah came to me. Yep, that's it. The word of Yah came to me, human being. Prophesy. Say that Yahweh Elohim says to say this. A sword has been sharpened and polished. Sharpened in order to slaughter and slaughter. Polished to flash like lightning. But how can we rejoice? My son rejects the rod. Who is the Most High Son? Exodus 4:22, the nation of Israel. You can see this, more examples all through text. And every other stick. So my son rejects the rod and every other stick. The sword was given to be polished so that it could be wielded. It was sharpened and polished to be placed in the slaughterer's hands. Shout and wail, human being, because it's coming upon my people, our people, the Most High. Listen to this, Most High's people. Upon all the leaders of Israel, they will be victims of the sword along with my people. Strike your thigh in remorse. Because guess what, y'all? And this is what we all need to prepare. For a test is coming. A test is coming, and we are being tested right now. And what if Israel rejects the rod against them? It says, what if he rejects the rod against them? He, who is Israel, will cease to exist, says Yahweh Elohim. Now, this will be the part of Israel that's wicked. Okay, let's make that understanding. Just got to put that part out there. So be with the side of Israel that gets right and receives the correction. Therefore, human being, prophesy and clap your hands together. Then the sword will strike twice, 3 times. The sword for the victims, the sword for a great slaughter, coming from every direction. Now, you want to be right, because I don't think you want to get slaughtered from every direction. I know I don't. So that their hearts will melt, and many will stumble and fall. I have posted the point of the sword at every one of their gates. See how it flashes, sharpened for the kill. And then it says right here, last, I'll finish this up with sword, slashes to the right, destroys to the left, whichever way your edge is aimed. I too will clap my hands together and satisfy my fury. I, Yahweh, have spoken. So we can see when we are testing the Most High, there's a wrong way to test the Most High. We just seen basically by Psalms 95 and Exodus 17, that wrong way to test the Most High is basically not having faith in him. Our ancestors, they seen all these miracles done, and they got a little bit thirsty, and they were ready to kill Moshe, and now they're asking, is the Most High even with us? Or we can test the Most High the right way by basically doing what? Listen to his commandments, giving our tenth and voluntary contributions so we don't have a curse on our entire nation. How we going to get far if our entire nation is cursed? We won't. And then we seen right here in Ezekiel 21 that a test is coming. And if we don't have our hearts right, and he says, what? If he rejects the rod, if we reject the ways of the Most High so that we activate the curses, then it says right here that there is a what? A sword, and a sword has been sharpened and polished. And that is coming for those people who reject the ways of the Most High. So, my people, I hope you clearly see the message that the Most High is giving us, that it's better to keep the Most High's ways and return to his what? Return to his everlasting covenant. Because, again, it's not an Old Testament. So, okay, I'll stop right there. Thank you, my people. I love y'all. And I got more videos and subjects for y'all in the future. I hope you learned something about this. And be cautious and be aware of how you are testing the Most High. Thank you very much. Peace and love. Shalom and love.